Hello, I'm walking my dog, Gabby, here in this lovely neighborhood. And as I'm walking, I decided that this was a good time to answer once and for all one of the common objections that I've gotten when talking about the pro-life issue is I get an objection on some of the videos where people will bring up ectopic pregnancies. But what these people always leave out is that in the unfortunate cases where these pregnancies take place, these are not viable pregnancies. So what I have always argued is that what we should be doing is so there are such a thing as artificial wombs, and if this ectopic pregnancy were caught in time that you could try to save the fetus, then my argument has always been that we should try to put them in some kind of artificial womb, even if in reality they would still pass away. I think it's better to attempt to save a life than to intentionally end one. With that said, the reality is that when ectopic pregnancies are discovered, first of all, the child is usually already dead. But second of all, these are actually not viable pregnancies to begin with. So the idea of saying that ending a pregnancy that is not a viable pregnancy is the same issue as ending a pregnancy because you deem it inconvenient is simply dishonest reasoning. So what I would say is that everyone who uses this argument, come on Gabby baby, is engaged in dishonesty. It is a dishonest kind of reasoning to argue from these things. So so I know that there's been hundreds of comments that I'm not sure if I've replied to yet, where they're really only objecting to that first part because they point out that we don't necessarily have the technology at this time to do what I was talking about with the artificial womb. But they ignore the second part of that argument, which is that what we're talking about at that point are non-viable pregnancies in which you only have the option to strive to save the life of the mother, because the life of the child, if left in the womb, will result in the death of both parties. So that is not that is not the same thing as the elective abortions that we're against. So again, it's just dishonest reasoning. But thank you so much for your comments, everybody, and I pray that you guys are able to enjoy this wonderful and beautiful day with me. God bless.